Injury concerns are piling up as Konate and Gravenberch have international scares. Yildiz and Semenyo are two left wingers that have been linked with Liverpool, and Liverpool continue to be linked with centre backs. Potentially a January move, or will it just be one in the summer? People, it's Monday, you know what that means. Sit back, relax. Welcome to the Monday Night Live show. Let's get into it.
Hi, this is Jordan Henderson, and you're watching Team Kopish.
See, now you're tuning in. It's the main free back again. Ripping LFC to the end, so go on tell a friend. If they rockin' red, they're a 10 champions. We the best, we come again. Kopish clean up in every region. Innovation in every season. Catch up in all the fast match up in real rap. And Drifty go on tell them this is that. This is that. This is Kopish. This is Kopish. Reppin' Liverpool to the end, champions, we the best, come again. This is that. This is Kopish. This is Kopish. The main free back up in your screen, real ones know this the place to be. This is Kopish.
Good evening, lovely people. Hope you're well. Please do smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Also, make sure you check out our sponsor, okjersey.com. You can buy this season's kits, home, away, and third kit in short sleeve and long sleeve, or you could buy kits from last season or the seasons from yesteryear. Not just that, training gear as well. People, there is a wealth of stuff for you to get on OK Jersey, and for an extra 8% off, use the promo code Kopish, Kopish, no hyphen. Check out okjersey.com. £15 for the best jerseys in football. Drift, how you doing, bro?
I'm all right, bro. I'm all right. Busy day. You know how it goes. But we move. If I'm being honest with you, I haven't seen any football stuff today because I've been so busy. So if there's anything new, I don't even know about it. So you might have to enlighten me.
Well, we'll start with the injury situation. So Konate has returned to Liverpool, if I'm not mistaken, due to an injury scare, but we don't know the extent of it. And Gravenberch was substituted yesterday at half time, if I am not mistaken. However, he's come out and said it's precautionary. Figures at Anfield have said that he'll be back in training and things are good. I want to speak about Konate first, because obviously that is a pressing situation with Leone being sidelined for the rest of the season. Are you worried about Konate's fitness situation? We don't know the extent of it. However, he has been declared unfit to play for France. Is that a worry going into the game against Man United, in your opinion?
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah, bro. Oh, this is techie, bro. You mean we already could be down to just two? I mean, thankfully, it doesn't seem like it's anything long-term if he's like touch and go, whether he can play or not. Maybe it's just like a minor thing, but with Ibu, you never know. Yeah, that's kind of scary, bro. I can't lie, that is kind of scary. And then Gravenberch, boy, it might have to put this title in the bag, bro.
Too early. Way too early.
No Graven, no Ibu.
For one,
then who goes and plays centre back and who plays DM, bro?
Gomez plays centre back, and then you've got McAllister or Jones who play in midfield alongside Szoboszlai.
And that's where the problems start.
So what, if we don't have Grav and Ibu for one game, we're conceding the title?
No. I mean, if it's for like a prolonged period of time, I mean, not just for one match. I'm talking about like if that lasts for like, I don't know, maybe 5 games, maybe, or something like that, then I would be severely worried. I genuinely would be. So I hope they're both okay and there's no long, you know what I mean?
With the Konate situation, many people have been calling for him to be dropped, etc. Obviously, we don't want him to be injured, but let's say he's unavailable for this game. Is it not kind of forcing the manager's hand to play Gomez? And isn't this kind of what most of the fan base want, given his recent performances?
Yeah. But what I would be worried about if Joey was playing, it wouldn't be that Joey's playing. I love Joey. I think Joey's a wicked player. It would be, God forbid anything happened to Joey, then what? And I know I'm being a bit hyperbolic, but because of how fragile Joey is, you just never know from game to game how long Joey's going to play for. Do you get what I mean? So if Joey's playing, I want it to be Konate's rested, not Konate's injured. Because if Konate's injured, then I feel like we might be in trouble. So I think it's PTSD. I'm just more being like, I'm more just trying to see what a future could look like if things go wrong. But Joey just playing for that one game, and hopefully if he gets through the game injury free, yeah, Joey's fine. Joey's a brilliant defender, so I'm not worried in that. Although he is rusty, meaning he'd need some game time. But we ain't got time for that against Man United. We just got to beat these men up. So yeah, we will see. I see Roach just said, at this rate, Slot will put Soberslide at centre back. Bro, I wouldn't even be shocked if Soberslide plays centre back. At this rate.
All right. I'll ask him. If Gravenberch is fine for the game, which a lot of people speculate he is, and Kanai isn't, who do you think gets the nod at centre back? Gomez or Gravenberch?
If you didn't put Gomez at centre back in that scenario, then I'd feel like he's kind of losing the plot a bit.
That's not why I asked though. Who do you think will play there?
Gomez. I'm not going to believe that my manager's an idiot. Gomez.
He might not think it's an idiotic thing to do though.
I know, but he'd be being an idiot if he did it. I will be very judgmental of Slot if he plays Gravenberch at centre back with a fit Gomez. I'd actually be judgmental. I'd be like, okay, maybe these lot have a point. Maybe he is starting to do real dumb things. Because that would be foolish. I wouldn't even get the point in that. In fact, it would make more sense, even though it still wouldn't make any sense, if you kept Gravenberch in midfield and played Endo at centre back. If you didn't like the idea of Gomez playing, more so than to mess up the whole midfield by putting Gravenberch at DM. And I'm not blaming Gravenberch in any way, but Gravenberch has played centre-back twice during games where he's had to revert into centre-back during the match, and he's been responsible for all the goals conceded while he's played at centre-back. So I'm not jumping on Gravenberch and blaming him in any way because he shouldn't even be there. But if Slot can't already see that in the Crystal Palace game and in the Chelsea game, Gravenberch was at fault for the goals, we could be top of the league on 1 point with 2 draws still undefeated. Do you get what I mean? And that was because Gravenberch don't know how to play the line. He doesn't know how to do offside track. There's things he doesn't know being a centre-back. It's not just about tackling. Do you get what I mean? So,
would you say he was at fault for the second Chelsea goal?
Yeah, he was the one who played them on side. I'm sure they were talking about it, and he was the one who played them on side, yeah. Because he doesn't know about the lines, Cal. Do you know what I mean?
No,
like,
of course,
he's not used to doing all that. Do you get what I mean? So, like, even though it wasn't his fault, he's the one play. Do you know what I mean? It's just, yeah, he doesn't play that role in a way what a natural centre back does. He's just a brilliant footballer, so he can do loads of different things. Do you get what I mean? But yeah, there's no point in. And Endo lost the runner as well in the Chelsea goal as well. So it was like Endo and Gravenberch were kind of at fault, even though Robbo at the back post should have been. But then Robbo was injured, right? Or he was limping. So maybe he couldn't. I don't know. But I just don't like the idea of Gravenberch playing centre-back unless it's an absolute emergency. You know what I mean? If you do it by choice, then I think you're being an idiot. As a person, I think the manager's being an idiot.
Let's say he does go Gravenberch. Would that spell the end for Joe Gomez, in your opinion?
Pretty much. Which would then make it even worse, Cal. Because for one, he has no reason to not trust Joey, because Joey always performs for the most part whenever he plays. And for two, he hasn't done anything wrong in the Liverpool shirt while Slot's been here. So that would mean that Slot is judging him on something that didn't happen when he was here. So it would be very strange. Because Joey's only had one bad season, in my opinion, the whole time he's been at Liverpool, apart from just being injured. And that was the year we were all bad when we rebuilt the midfield. And yeah, he threw up some stinkers.
It was a season before he rebuilt the midfield.
Oh, was it? Okay, yeah, whatever that season was. Oh, no, yeah, you're right. Because that season he was at left back and he was exceptional. Yeah, you're right.
He was brilliant, yeah, before the injury.
Yeah. So that season before we rebuilt the midfield, when everybody was, yeah, you're right. Because that was when Hendo wasn't playing well, Flacco wasn't playing well. Yeah, you're right. So we're talking 3 years ago, and that's the only season in 10 years he's been a Liverpool player? If he's going to get judged on that, I don't know what Slot's even doing. So unless they fell out, I would be so confused as to why he wasn't playing Joey. Like, I'd be so confused. But I don't know, bro. I'm getting a bit worried, Cal. I can't lie, because this defensive situation is starting to be a little.
What is the thing you're most worried about?
Running out of personnel. That's what I'm worried about. Running out of personnel. at this point. We've already lost Leone. So if we lose Konate, yeah, then I'm worried about personnel. We might have to go three at the back just because we'll have to play Robbo on one side and
Gomez.
Frimpong or Finger. No, I mean, like, God forbid, if we lost Joey as well, we'd have to
What in
play
the back
Bradley
three?
and
Frimpong and Robbo.
or Robbo and Bradley with.
Oh,
We'd have no other
jeez.
choice, bro. What else could we do?
That was
Endo.
sick.
It would literally have to be Endo. That would be the only other choice, bro. Because we've
I
got to
suppose
leave
just-
Gravenberch in midfield. We have to leave Gravenberch in midfield. We do. But
I spoke on this in the summer. I did speak on this in the summer.
Ali, I know it'd force us to buy in the January window, but we got a hell of games before
Yeah,
we
we've got a
get to
long way to
January,
go.
you know. If I'm not mistaken, Cal, don't we have 10 league games and about
Probably,
6
yeah.
Champions League games until we get to January?
Yeah,
Like,
there's a lot-
we got
there's
a
a lot of
long
football.
way to go until January. We could be fighting for our lives by then. Do you know what I mean?
So if Gomez is playing at centre back,
Oh, we lost Cal. Bear with us, people. I'm sure Cal will be back any second now. Make sure you're smashing that like button as well, guys. Subscribing and doing all that good stuff. There you go, bro.
let's say Joey's playing at centre back, who would you have as the fullbacks then? Do you think that changes how we use our fullback? Do you think it changes who we use at fullback? What would you say in that instance?
I don't think Joey. All right. What I'm going to say is based off of the Joey I know. In any game, anyone can have a bad performance, but I'm not going to do the negative thing. So I'm just going to think about the Joey I know. If Joey's playing at centre back, I don't think the level drops off that much from him and Gomez. Say from him and Konate. Konate's the better defender, but Joey's better on the ball. So, and I've seen Joey and Van Dijk, and I know that was 5 years ago. So, like, it is a little bit silly to think about it. But I still think that Joey and Virgil have been the best centre back pairing we've had since we've had Virgil, when they were at their peak. Everyone at their peak. I know you think Matip, and I'm not even mad at you for that. Matip was a beast. But I think Joey, for that 6 months or whatever it was, I think Joey and Virgil were the best. So I ain't got no problem with Joey playing. I would probably play Frimpong if it's Gomez, because I would think it's okay to be a little bit more attacking on the right, because I think Joey can handle it. I think Joey can handle, like, covering the space. He's got the pace. He's good on the ball. So I'd go Frimpong if we were playing Gomez, in all honesty. But Bradley's had a really good international break, which is something I did want to talk to you about. I know you've got the schedule of things to talk about.
No. We're going to speak on
Oh,
the
is that on
internet.
the schedule? Because our Liverpool boys, apart from one, they've been balling out for their country. So what is really going on with the form at Liverpool? It's like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, Bradley's had a brilliant international break, but maybe Frimpong just to have that bit more, because we've got to attack Man U. We've just got to clark them up, bro. Like, we cannot be afraid of. It's Man United. We've just got to chef them up. So whatever we have to attack, use it. Do you know what I mean? If we let in a goal somewhere along the line, fair play. Let's go beat them 4-1. If they get a goal, even if they get 2 goals from a mistake, whatever. Let's go chef them up. So I'd go Frimpong. Oh, shit, it's Cal froze again. I think we've lost Cal again. Right, let me hit up a couple of these supers. Is this coming up on the screen? Hold on. There you go. Big up Fonzie says, why is Drift in the ether? Don't give me a joke, bro. Don't give me a joke. And Dynamic says, will the stream recordings ever return to Spotify? Yes, you know what? We actually are in the process of getting it back on Spotify, actually. Big up for reminding me to let everyone know. So, guys, if you do watch us on... if you do listen to us, sorry, on Spotify, if you did, when we used to have the Monday shows, every Monday, put them up, we are going to start going back to that as well. We're going to be flipping through and just getting on all platforms across the season. So bear with us. We will be there. I think everyone noticing. I'm in a workspace, guys. I had a business meeting today, and whenever I'm at the business meeting, the kind people at the workspace let me use their equipment. Otherwise, I wouldn't even be able to film. I wouldn't have got back in time. So, yes, guys, I am in a different location. I have not been raptured. I'm not in the ether. I'm just in a workspace. I don't know what's going on with Cal right now. 7 Fox, I wish I was in heaven, bro. Hope I get there. Hold on. I'm going to hope that Cal gets back in because I don't want to go off topic because I know he has a flow to the show. They got Joga. Said, Drift, I'm your biggest hater, but great content. I appreciate that, bro. Good self-awareness to know. Hater in what way? Because you're a rival or because you just don't like me? Which one? Let me know. No, Ali, I haven't been watching Sweden. People have been talking about how he was captain today, right? He ain't had a good game though, right? Oh, Gyökeres and Isak were bad. Yeah, I'm not even sure what's been going on. Sweden are out the World Cup. Oh shit! What? They didn't. I thought they'd already qualified. Oh shit, bruh. Oh, I didn't even know. Shit. Hold on, what's going on here? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Cal's laptop right now. He's normally back by this point. So I don't know what's going on. That is crazy, though. They're out of the World Cup. Oh, okay, Jonga, Arsenal fan. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's all love, though, man. Big up your damn self, man. We welcome all rivals, man. Big up yourself. And to be fair, I go more ham on Arsenal than anyone. So you're more than inclined to hate on me, bro. I get it. Yes. What's good, bro? You back now?
Yeah, let's speak about this international break because I think I've been probably the most critical of Slot in terms of since the season started, in terms of the bad personnel choices, the use of tactics, etc. And a lot of people, rightly so, said the players also have a lot to answer for as well, and that's absolutely right.
Yeah.
However, do we not have to take a step back and look at the fact that Gakpo's had a great international break, Grav did, Virgil, Bradley, all these other players.
Mo broke some more records.
Mo breaking records, got Egypt to the World Cup. Surely, if all these players aren't performing for Liverpool, but they're performing as soon as they go to another team, do we not have to look a little bit closer to home and have to start addressing some questions here?
Well, here's the thing, bro. I've been thinking about this since yesterday. So I'm glad that you're on the same page as me. Great minds think alike. It's one of two things, or maybe one of three things for me, bro. The first one is the obvious. They're comfortable playing in the system that they're playing with their country. They've been playing it for however many months. And the new system at Liverpool, they're just struggling to adjust to. So when they go international break, it's easy for them to go back to what they know, and therefore it just makes it all happen. Then the other thing is what we don't want it to be. Slot is making mistakes and the players are confused and he's overcomplicating things and we're struggling because of Slot. Or just a little extra for what it could just be anything. It could just be a matter of circumstance that when everyone around you is playing okay, it's easy to kind of slot in and still be okay. Whereas as a team, because we're not really functioning well as a team, we're just dragging each other down. Do you get what I mean? So like it isn't even necessarily one person to point the finger at. It's just what happens a lot in football. Like it's happened so many times. Look at City. They went 13 games without a win last season, even with all those incredible footballers in their team. You know, sometimes
Injuries though.
Yeah, they did. No, but remember, it was just poor form as well. It was just a point where they were just rubbish and they couldn't figure out. Even Pep was like, he just couldn't figure out what to do. it can happen. You can be good players and just all go through poor form at the same time. So, yeah, I want it to be the first one, though. I want it to be they're comfortable with their national team. They know what they're doing. It's just because they haven't quite figured out what to do with us, and eventually it'll click, and they'll all be playing like they do for their country, like us again. That's the one I want it to be. I want it to be the first one. But I'm worried it's the middle one. They
What
just
makes
don't
you?
get what Slot's trying to get them to do, and it ain't working. And yeah, I hope it's not that one.
Do you think Slot will abandon his approach or change things, or do you think he'll be persistent with what he's trying to implement?
Ooh. What I want him to do is revert to type, drop anyone who can't play that system, and when they've learned it in training or whatever, bring them in.
But what is the system? Because there's no Trent there, there's no Luis Diaz. What is the system?
That's true. It would be difficult to go back to last season without Trent for real. But we played games without Trent. He didn't play every single game last season. So I'm trying to remember how we coped when Trent didn't play. Your memory's better than mine. Did we cope well when Trent didn't play last season?
It's kind of 50-50. Remember, we went out
because the only
PSG
one
when
the
he
only
came off.
standout one I remember is when Bradley was amazing against Real Madrid. Other than that, I don't remember what other game Trent missed, but I know he did miss a few games. I don't know.
The thing is,
Yeah,
it's
go on.
difficult because remember when Trent was out, Bradley was out for a little bit as well. So it's Kwanzaa right back.
Yes, that's true. And you know what? Konza played well when he was at right back. He actually played all right for the couple.
He did
games
as well as he could have done.
Yeah. Well, we didn't look exposed, which means I think he
We
did well.
We did lose the cup final with Kwanzaa at right back, and we lost the PSG game when he came on at right back as well. But I don't think either of those were his fault.
No, they weren't his fault because we were the better team when he came on against PSG. So I don't think that had anything to. He nearly bloody scored.
Shout out to Gabs. Gabs got a point here where he says Trent would come off the bench and we would see a difference. I remember Newcastle away when he came off the bench, completely changed the game, and other games as well.
Did he come off the bench in that last
the Leicester game?
Was it? Did he come off the bench in that?
I believe he did. Yeah.
When he did that mad celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one, bro. It's a tough one. But I want to revert to type. I want the midfield back the way it was. I want Soboslai back in the 10 pressing. I want McAllister and Gravenberch, or based on the form, Jones and Gravenberch to be the midfield again. And I know we don't have Diaz and we don't have Jota anymore, which means that we can't actually do exactly what we did last season. But there would have definitely been periods during last season when Gakpo was playing left wing, and obviously the system was still working. So Ekitike down the middle because Isak ain't in form, and Ekitike can hopefully just do what Jota was doing in terms of like pressing and getting goals and being obviously effective from the front. And then I would like to hope, and this is the main reason I want to do that, bro, which again, I don't know if I'm stepping on your toes for the next thing, but I think we have to do that or we have to drop Mo. I think Mo is becoming the biggest problem in the new system.
Oh, I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. You cannot have a player in your team who is devoid of defensive responsibility because he's so good at attacking, doesn't press because he's getting old, but then doesn't play well, so does fuck all. And let's be honest, Mo, for the majority of this season, has done fuck all. And I think that's why, bro. He's got to be dropped in the new system until his form picks up, because he's an absolute liability at the moment.
Well, what's the new? You just said you wanted to go back to what we were doing last season.
Because I think it'll get the best out of Mo.
Yeah, but then you can't drop Mo then if we're gonna go back.
No, I'm saying if we stick with the new system, Mo's got to get dropped. If we go back to playing the way we did last year, then hopefully Soboslai back in the 10 doing his running for him, helping to cover defensively.
But what's the new system, Drew?
Well, the new system is based on us trying to be more attack-minded, possession-based, playing out from the back, even though we're terrible at it, so we're giving the ball away all the time. And the reason why it's not working mainly for me, Cal, is because the front three are shocking at pressing. Gakpo isn't a good presser. Mo is a non-existent presser. And if we play Isak, Isak's a terrible presser. Whether that's
Isak's not a terrible presser. He's actually
for
not
Newcastle, I watched him do it well, but at the moment he's not pressing well. Whether that be instructional because he's not fit, whatever the case may be. And then when we play Ekatike, I think Ekatike is good at making effort to press. He's just not intelligent at it. So he can be passed around and then he'll look back and he'll be like, well, no, follow me anyway. And he's just basically been running by himself kind of thing. So we're not pressing from the front well as a team. I think we're just poor at it. Like we just are.
I don't think we're pressing well in midfield either. I think a lot's gone on the attack. I think we look back.
The midfield's getting exposed though, Cal, because the front aren't pressing well, and when it's all gappy. And do you get what I mean?
You say that though, Drift. But when we had Klopp, and I'm not trying to compare Klopp and Slot, the trigger for the press wasn't Mane, Salah, or Firmino in the first season. I mean, Salah wasn't there. It was Adam Lallana. Adam Lallana would be the one who set the press. And Coutinho, and then the seasons after that, it was Hendo who would start. Like he would trigger the press. So the midfielder might trigger the press, but then everyone went. Everyone was cohesive. I don't necessarily think it's a personal issue. Don't get me wrong. Gakpo and Mane is night and day with pressing. Bobby and Isak is night and day with pressing. Mo to this Mo and that Mo is night and day. I get that. But if there's no cohesion in the press, no matter how good you are, you could be flipping Maldini up front. You're still going to get passed around because you're ultimately outnumbered by the defenders. If there's 3 of you up there, there's 5 of them. There's the 4 defenders usually and the goalkeeper. Sometimes even 5 defenders and the goalkeeper. So the 3 up top are always going to be outnumbered. Therefore, if the midfielders don't join in with the press and they don't know the triggers, then teams are just going to walk through us. And they're kind of doing that now. So I know we've been crashing out on the front line for pressing, and rightly so. But do we have to speak about the midfield press as well?
Oh, yeah, 100%. And again, not to put any blame on him, because I'm slowly coming around to the idea that he's not really necessarily the problem from an attacking point of view, because I'm seeing the stats now, and then I'm watching back some of the clips and like, well, Florian has actually produced quite a lot of good passes while he's been here. So like, I think we're kind of crashing it on him a little bit unfairly to the level we are. But when we're talking about from a defensive point of view, bro, he then does become the problem. Because even though he can do the running in terms of he's got the energy, he can't press like Szoboszlai. He's not intelligent at pressing like Szoboszlai. And he doesn't cover the space for Mo on the right-hand side. So when you're looking at it, Szoboszlai back into midfield in the 10 doing the pressing, then means that we've got that trigger, like you said, what Hendo maybe used to do, where Szoboszlai would... If the DM had the ball, he'd be on the DM. And then, if the DM tried to get out the space where he could, McAllister would be a little bit there and McAllister would be ready. We pressed. We weren't amazing at it. We're never going to be Klopp level, but we pressed really well in general because Diaz would be amazing at pressing from the front. Jota, if he was playing, would be amazing at pressing from the front. And we also had Szoboszlai in that 10 that would cover spaces and do very intelligent pressing once the ball was passed into midfield if they got past the front players. Now we've got Wirtz, who's always favouring the left-hand side, and he just doesn't know how to press in that way, and he ain't got the legs to cover Mo.
See, I disagree with that. I think he's got the legs and the intelligence. He just doesn't have the physicality of Szoboszlai. But
you think he's got the legs? When I say, I don't mean like he's not an athlete. But he hasn't got that power running like Sobo, bro. Like he just doesn't. Do you know what I mean?
No, that's right. He doesn't have the that's what I'm saying. He doesn't have the physicality. He can get around the pitch like Szoboszlai, but he doesn't have the physicality to implement it as well as Szoboszlai. But what I will say, what 10 in the league presses as well as Szoboszlai does?
None. That was why we won the league. We had a secret weapon, a unique secret weapon.
But this is what I'm saying. We keep on falling into traps and thinking because we've got players in specialist situations like. No other team had Trent. It's only Liverpool and Real Madrid who have ever had Trent.
Yeah.
But Arsenal, I've seen Arsenal build out from the back. I've seen Chelsea build out from the back. I've seen Man City build out from the back. So it can't just be a Trent thing. Or if it is, then we should be able to create a system whereby we're not relying on just one player to get us out of the press. Arsenal have Odegaard or Eze in the number 10. They can't press like Szoboszlai. Chelsea have Cole Palmer. To be fair, Cole Palmer's not actually bad at pressing, but he nowhere near Szoboszlai.
Not like Sobo, yeah.
Man City, they even really play with a 10, but let's say Shirky. Shirky can't press like Szoboszlai.
No,
so why is it we're saying we can't implement styles and systems unless we have Trent or Szoboszlai in the 10 when we went out and bought Florian for his creativity. Isn't it a case of you're meant to build a system around your creative players to allow them to thrive like we did with Salah last season? Surely that has to be what we do.
And that's what I think we are doing. Why I think we're sticking to it and we're getting annoyed that it ain't working. But I think Slot is thinking, I've got to play it until they get it. Which he's right. We're just being impatient and we don't want a year off. But he's actually right. If you've got a brand new system that is absolutely foreign to you as a team because you've been playing a different way for how many years, you've just got to play it till everybody gets it. But we're going to drop points while that's happening. And is everybody ready for that to happen?
You're absolutely spot on, Drift, but I keep on asking the question for a reason, bro. What is the system? What is being asked of the players? Because I don't understand, bro.
Yeah, that is what I'm struggling to figure out. I think what we're supposed to be doing is I think we're supposed to be drawing people onto us by having the ball at the back and playing out from the back, passing the ball into midfield. The midfield is then meant to distribute it quickly either out to the wide players or into the 10 for Verts, and then let the front players create. What the problem is for me is that McAllister ain't playing well. We've been bitty and had to keep chop changing. The fullbacks aren't working when they invert into midfield, which is part of the possession play. That is then making everyone lopsided. Relationships are terrible. I can see Cal's frozen again, guys. Hopefully he'll be back. Let me remove him. There we go. Where was I? Yeah. The fullback situation means... Oh, no, Cal's back now. Yeah, you back now, bro?
Yeah, I'm back.
I'm not... What was the last thing you heard me say, bro?
I can't remember.
All right, so basically, I'll just try and think about it. So for me, I think we're trying to have the ball at the back deliberately. I think our centre-backs are having the ball on purpose so they can play balls into midfield. That's the reason we're inverting fullbacks to overload midfield, get the ball into midfield, and then from midfield, either get the ball out wide to the attackers or into the half space where Vert should be for then the front players to do their thing. I think that's the way we're trying to play when we have the ball. But the problem is for me is that the fullbacks are terrible at it. We've either misprofiled them or Slot changed his mind on what he wants to do, and we've got the wrong players. And midfield, McAllister's not playing well. Verts is kind of struggling to adapt a little bit, even though he has been better than we think. He's struggling a little bit. And then what I think keeps on happening is we keep giving the ball away, and obviously giving the ball away, and you're like misshapen and whatnot, and you're all over the place. And then that's why we're looking vulnerable. And when they have the ball, we aren't pressing from the front, so it's easy to miss our midfield. It's way too easy to miss our midfield now. And then I think that's why teams are in on our back line regularly. Case in point might even be the instructions. Gravenberch for the Chelsea goal. Why is he at the halfway line? Why is Gravenberch so high up, leaving all that room for Caicedo in the middle? So it's instructions, obviously, but the players just ain't getting it, or it's bad instruction. But I'm going to trust that Slot knows what he's doing. So I'm going to say right now, I just don't think the players get what they're being asked to do. And all the relationships over the pitch are wrong, Cal. All of them.
Yeah.
Kirkez and Gakpo, zero relationship. Frimpong and Salah, zero relationship. Bradley and Mo, 90% no relationship. Do you know what I mean? And then like Isak, obviously like he's brand new. I think the reason why we play better when Ekitike plays is because Ekitike drops into that space where Verts sometimes should be and collects the ball, gets us on the turn, or he drops deep enough for him and Verts to be able to link up, because even though Verts doesn't seem to be doing well with linking up all the way to the front, if you've seen, there's been a few games where it's almost like we have two tens because Ekitike drops and then them two link up. And then maybe he can play a through ball. Ekitike and a few times has actually run onto it. And then we've got a goal from it. So, or a chance is created. So I think all the relationships are wrong. I think both flanks, I've got absolutely no cohesion. I think in the middle, McAllister's poor form. and the fact that Verts is trying to settle is becoming an issue. And then another issue, I don't even want to blame him too much because he's very harsh, but Ibu is also terrible on the ball as a ball-playing centre-back trying to play what it is we're trying to do. And he's got the ball a lot. And then, so if we had Gehi in that role, which now I'm starting to think Gehi would have actually started, you know, and Ibu actually would have been benched. Because Gehi, when I watched that England game and when I watched Crystal Palace, Gehi's passing is so good from the back. It's so good from the back, bro. And if he was there, it would be like we had like a 50, 60% of our Trent. Because he can play them long balls, those, do you know what I mean? And he's got that into the half space, breaking lines from defence to midfield passing as well. Gehi would have changed the way we play so much. I'm still to this day angry at the fact that we just didn't prioritize that signing and get that shit done. Like, I'm so annoyed, bro. I'm so annoyed. But
is Ibu terrible on the ball, or has he just got a lack of options because of the system?
I think he does have a little bit of a lack of options if we're going to be all the way.
I don't think he's terrible on the ball, and we saw that last season.
No, turbulent
driving out from the back.
Turbulent passing them. I should say he doesn't have good. He's got very basic passing, Cal. And if you're playing that role, you've got to have really good passing. Do you know what I mean?
But or do you just need your midfielders to be better at coming to receive the ball? Do you need a system that's not making you have to play so expansive, so you play shorter passes? Because I don't think Gabriel is exceptional on the ball. Probably say he's better than Ibu. I wouldn't say he's exceptional.
No. I don't think he's that.
But good. I never see Gabriel struggle. I never see Gabriel in a situation
they play a different system to us, though, bro.
And that's the point.
But their system is very defensive minded. They got 2 or 3 DMs in the middle, 2 centre backs as fullbacks. Like they're very defensive, so their build up play is very slow. That's why Arsenal fans moan a lot how pedestrian their side to side possession based football.
We say that, but Arsenal when we played them at Anfield, beat our press with their midfield, so with their defense and goalkeeper. Easy. They had the ball into midfield easy.
Because we're terrible at pressing, bro. We're not pressing well. That's what I'm saying. We're so easy because Gakpo
but we also have to give credit to the opposition as well, because let's be real, most teams have played out from the back against us this season. So,
but don't you think they're playing out from the back was Timber and Calafiori? It wasn't the centre back. They were spraying it wide, and then because our wide players aren't good, they were coming at us down at I think Timber and Calafiori were their best centre backs in that game, not were their best defenders in the game, not the 2 centre backs.
No, the 2 centre backs were good, but my point is, if every other team can do it, why can't we?
Because our fullbacks aren't good. We've misprofiled our fullbacks. Kirkes can't pass. Bradley is basic.
He can pass. He definitely can pass.
I'm not gonna lie, Cal. You shouldn't have ever said Moreno. I can't unsee it anymore, and I really need him to shake this now. Like I just need him to shake this, bro. He cannot be Moreno 0.2. That would be a disaster.
I don't think he's Moreno 2.0.
No, I'm not gonna put him in that category now, but I think Moreno could pass. I don't think Kirkes can pass, but I'm not saying he's terrible at it. I don't think. That's why when he goes into midfield, he doesn't look good. It isn't just because positionally he's not used to it. It's because he can't pass, bro. If that was Nori, it would be so much better. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why we didn't go for Nori if we wanted to do this invert thing. But anyway.
Look, let's kind of we'll kind of sidestep and then come back to this, because we've been linked with some centre backs. We've been linked with Gehi, obviously, Upamecano, Schlotterbeck. All of which are ball-playing centre-backs predominantly. With the future of Konate unclear, with the future of Joe Gomez a bit unclear as well, do you think there's a chance Liverpool are looking at 2 centre-backs, not just 1? And I also bring this point to you as well. Robbo's contract runs out at the end of the season, right? We already bought Kirkes in. I believe Owen Beck will come back and be a squad player as well. Is Schlotterbeck the player to go for with someone else like a Gehi? Because Schlotterbeck can also play left back, and it allows you more tactical flexibility as well as having cover for Virgil.
I hope not, because I don't want to buy a centre back and then he's playing left back, because then our numbers reduce again. Because the whole point is to have good numbers at centre back.
No,
But
I'm
you
not
could,
saying that he will always play left back, but I'm saying if you were to buy Schlotterbeck, he could play left back, which allow you to invert your right back. He could play centre back instead of Virgil if Virgil needs a rest, or God forbid if Virgil's injured.
yeah.
It allows us to comfortably play 3 at the back as well because we've got 3 specialist centre backs who can do it. Plus, it will take pressure off Kirkes and Owen Beck. It'll allow us to interchange the type of fullbacks we play depending on the system we're playing against. Do you not think that is the route to go?
But here's the thing, Cal. If he played really well there in 1 or 2 games, you'd probably have to keep him there. And then he would just become a centre-back option that's now a left-back. A little bit like Calafiori ended up at Arsenal, where they bought him for centre-back and then he ended up playing well there. And then he just ended up playing there. And then that would mean we're short again in defence again. I mean, I know we could.
Not if we get Gahey as well.
No, but if we lose Joey, then 2 centre-backs means we're just replacing one who's left. So it's only buying one when we already need one anyway. Do you get what I mean? So, like, what I'm worried we're going to do is we're going to do the cheap option and we're going to get Gahey and we're going to get Upamecano for free.
No.
I've got a feeling that that's what Liverpool are going to do. We always do the market opportunity, right? Gahey and Upamecano both for free is what Liverpool will call market opportunity. And I'm worried that that is what we're going to do, bro. We're going to wait until the summer. Gomez is going to leave. And then we bring in those 2 centre-backs for free. And I think Robbo will get a 1-year extension.
Would you extend Robbo's contract?
I would for 1 year. If he continues to play the way he is now, yeah. If by the end of the season he's playing terrible, then I may think. But I think Robbo's actually been pretty decent every time he's played this season. So the way he's playing now, as the cover for left back and a senior head, yeah, I would give him a year extension. Yeah.
I don't know, Drift, man.
Do you not think he's played well when he's played?
No, I think he's played good in a couple of games, but I've also still seen the signs where I'm looking. I'm like, this ain't the Robbo, man. This ain't the same Robbo from before. I love the guy.
Remember, he's being exposed a lot more now as well because of the system not working.
Then if he's going to be exposed, then why are we keeping him?
But I think anybody who plays there would be exposed because of how bad the system is working at the moment. That's what I mean. Like I think the system is making it a little bit more harsher. Like McAllister, for example. Don't get me wrong, McAllister is playing badly. But when I've watched a few clips, like I can't remember what his name was. He's an Asian guy who works for Sky. Big him up. I can't remember his name.
Ever?
Do you know, because I actually don't remember his name, even if you say the right name, I'm not going to remember, but big him up. He was kind of like speaking about Mac. And there was a few clips that he mentioned. And you look at it and you're like, you know what? McAllister isn't... No, Darmesh is the main host. No, I mean one of the YouTuber guys, but he works with him. You know the way Flex does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like one of the YouTubers, but like he works with them, like how like Flex, for an example. I can't remember his name. Big mother, he's good. He knows and he's a Liverpool fan. He knows what he's talking about. Okay. And when he was talking about it, and I was like, he's kind of right. There are moments when McAllister's actually being ran around, but it's because he's being left isolated. So even though he's in poor form, it's making him look even worse because he ain't got the legs like a Hendo or a Genie would have to be left alone and be like, oh, okay, well, I can still handle this. So it's making him look even worse. So on top of the fact that he's off form, he's being exposed. And I just think our midfield is just open at the moment, massively open at the moment. Slotter's got to fix pretty much all facets of the team at the moment. And I think that's why our fullbacks are getting exposed a bit more, why our defenders are getting exposed a bit more. It's just from front to back, we're not defending as a unit in a system that seems to be working.
So let's look at the whole defence as a situation, because you said you feel like
Nabeed, I think that is his name. Big him up. Yeah, I think that's his name, Nabeed.
You speak about the whole defense. You think the fullbacks have been misprofiled, etc. What would you do in the summer in terms of fixing the defense and that you think is effectively kind of broken at the moment?
If he continues to want to play the way he is now.
Yeah. Because I think if he wants to continue to play the way he's playing now, then I think Schlotterbeck is probably about as perfect as you can get for someone who can cover left centre back and left back.
Yeah, and it would really confuse me as to why you didn't go and get either Hato or Hincape, who were both right there, who are actually capable of doing exactly what you want to do.
Yeah.
We totally misprofiled. Maybe it was Hughes' obsession with Kirkes because he loves him because he's worked with him before. I don't know. But I either Slot has changed his mind on what he wants to do, or our recruitment massively misprofiled our fullbacks. Whichever one it is, it was a bad decision. So I would go, yeah, you're right, a Schlotterbeck or maybe Hincape might go back. It's a loan, right? And it's not an obligation. But if he stays on the bench for a lot of the season, maybe he would be open to a different move because I don't think it's an obligation. I just think it's an option if they want it. But maybe if another team came in and said, we'll play you every week, maybe he'd take it. I don't know. But Hincape would be good for that role. Schlotterbeck, like you said, Hato's obviously gone now.
It's an obligation apparently for Hincape.
Oh, the Hincape one's an obligation. Oh, okay, well that's different then. So unless Arsenal pay them, he's there. Well then, yeah, Schlotterbeck then I guess, bro. How's he been performing since his knee injury?
He hasn't played that many times, but shout out to Rams. He was saying that Borussia Dortmund looks so much better with him in the team already. It's going to take him a little time to get up to speed, I presume, but been decent so far.
I don't really know many other ball-playing left-backs that are available.
Miguel Gutierrez, I don't know if he's still at Girona if he moved.
Who, sorry?
Miguel Gutierrez, we played against them last season, Girona. I don't know if he's moved or not, though.
Okay.
Again, would it not be wise to go and get someone who can play centre-back and left-back? Because Hato could do that and Hincape could do that.
Yeah. Or you buy 2 centre-backs on top of the left-back that can play centre-back. So we're covered and we never, ever feel like we've got a shortage.
Did you say you want 3 new centre-backs then?
Well, but one of them being someone who could be a specialist left-back if you needed to be. Like how Hincape could be. If you needed him to just be left-back, he could do it. But he can also play centre-back. Do you know what I mean? That type of player. I hate to say it because he's an Arsenal player, so it's giving them praise. We need a timber who can actually play across the whole back line just as well in every role you ask him to do.
Effectively, that is meant to be Joe Gomez.
It is, but obviously because of the injury concerns, and Joey is getting on a bit now. I know to say 29, he's getting on is stupid, but Joey's 29 now as well, right? So he's getting into that stage of it where like you can't build a team around him because how long will he be around for and all that kind of stuff. So
I don't think the team should be built around Joe. I think Joe should be almost act as the insurance policy.
No, but I mean, for him to play regularly, do you get what I mean? Because what you would ideally want is you've got a position, like say left back, for example.
I mean, he's 28. He should be coming into his prime. He should really be coming into his prime now.
Yeah, I know. I'm just going off of how Liverpool are. I don't think there's an issue with him being around that age, but we know what Liverpool are like. I think they'll just say, move him on, don't give him a new contract or get money for him. Like if someone offers us like 10, 15 mil. Is this Joey's last season or has he got 2 more years?
I feel like he's got 1 more after this.
So they'll probably cash in on him. They'll probably see they can get about 7 to 10 mil from him in the summer, and they'll probably cash in and then put that money towards
2027.
Yeah, so they'll cash in on him. I think they'll cash in on him.
All right, I'm going to share the screen.
Or we just change the system to bloody marauding fullbacks and do what we've got the personnel to do.
So currently, this is our current first choice defense. You'd argue.
Yeah.
Who in this would you change in the back line? Let's say we did a madness and we kept Ibu and he stopped flirting with Real Madrid, or the reports of him flirting with Real Madrid stopped.
And he signed a new deal, yeah?
And he signed a new deal.
Deal.
What do you change here?
I still bench him for Gehi. So he becomes backup, a brilliant backup. He becomes backup. Gehi playing in that left side, on that right side, to do the building up from the back. I'd get rid of Frimpong, not as in sell him. He wouldn't be my starting right back anymore. I would hope Bradley is more suited to being able to be taught to be an on the ball player, because I think Frimpong is just about pace and power. So I don't think he can be part of slow build up. I could be wrong, but I don't think he can be part of slow build up. I think Bradley could be a part of slow build up. So I'd keep Bradley at right back, and I'd buy a new left back and let Kirkes become the cover. And I would buy a left back who can comfortably invert, like we just said, a Schlotterbeck and a Hincapié, whatever. So let's just use Schlotterbeck so we don't have to go around the world. So my back four would be Bradley, Gehi, Virgil, Schlotterbeck. That would be my back four.
So say that again.
It would be Bradley, Gehi, Virgil, Schlotterbeck.
So from the second lineup, then Bradley become your first choice. Ibu would replace Gomez and Kirkes replace Robertson.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. I'll be honest. As good as I think Gehi is, I almost feel as though we're becoming obsessed with this whole everything attack, everything's got to be attack. Sometimes you do need a bit of a brute in defense who just says, "No, we're shutting this nonsense down." Gehi is very good on the ball, as you said. My problem is the way we get attacked. I feel we are setting Gehi up for a bit of failure. He's not as quick as Konate. He's not as strong as Konate. He's not as good as in the air as Konate.
No, he's not. But then what we'd have to do, bro, is we'd have to go and get a very defensive-minded midfielder to play alongside Gravenberch or McAllister, whoever's playing, who is just that little bit more switched on to defending to help to not have that exposed kind of like situation we get a lot where our centre-backs are getting ran at through the midfield.
No, but this isn't even run out through the midfield. This is a ball over the top. How many times?
No, it can be, and because we're not pressing from the front, yeah. So like, there's a lot I would change, bro. You're not gonna lie, like if when the summertime comes, we might need another 500. If I had my way, anyway.
Do you not think it's early to write off the fullback strip?
Yeah, because I'm a sensible person, so I know I'm being a little bit over the top. Yeah, but if he wants to keep playing this way, Cal, no, they're not on the ball, build up, play, inverting type players. They're just not. They're marauding, great athletic, good crossing type fullbacks. It makes absolutely no sense that we're playing them the way we're playing them. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
So is this not us? So then do we not have to literally look at the manager and go, you need to change things rather than change the
yeah, I'm definitely looking at him. I'm looking at the manager. I am. Over the last week or so, I've started to realize I've got to look at the manager a lot. He has got to change what he's doing. He has to. Is it a coincidence that some of the good games that Kirkes has had have actually been when he's been in one-on-one defending, where he hasn't been inverting? Yeah. Arsenal game, for example, he was very good against Madueke because he played conventional left back, and it was just about one-on-one defending, which he's good at, which is why he was left back of the year last year. Every game he's been poor has been a game where he's been told to get on the ball.
So if you're saying the fullbacks in this profile are not able to play the system, what does that mean for McAllister, who seems to have struggled more from midfield than anyone else? Because I'll be honest, I don't think McAllister can play this current system in a pivot. I think he could play this system in a 10, but not as a pivot.
Yeah, I'm starting to agree with you. I think he's becoming a little bit.
So my point is, if all these players who we think are top quality, Kirk, as you said, was one of the best left backs in the league last season. Yeah. Frimpong was a right back that most teams in Europe were looking at. Konate last season alongside Virgil were two of the best centre-backs in Europe. McAllister is seen as, by many in the fan base, as a world-class midfielder. Gravenberch was seen as one of the best DMs in Europe last season.
Yep.
Sobo seen as a pressing monster who has got technical ability. May not be the subtlety of a number 10, etc., but he's still very good. You got Salah, who many considered should have won the Ballon d'Or based on his performances last season. You got Gakpo, who many people say is the best left winger in the Premier League. And now you have Ekitike and Isak who rotate from this role. If I'm naming all these players who are either top class or couple world classes there, surely you change the system to suit the players rather than change the system and hope that the players get the new system. Surely.
Yeah. I think you have to go and play a system that suits the players you have, not have a system you've created and then make the players bend to the way you need them to play. I agree. We've got to change it. So
what would you change system-wise? Because I think, I'm in the minority. I'd go three at the back. But even if we were to keep four, for me, it'd be a case of you'd have to just drop one of the centre-backs in. So one of the centre midfielders into centre-back. You're asking Virgil to channel defending, which I'm not a fan of. You also asked him to play wider on the left as well, which, again, I think isn't great because I prefer Virgil to be in the centre where he can utilise his array of passing. But that surely would just shore you up a little bit, but allow the fullbacks to get up the pitch and support, which would mean Verts and Mo could play more in field. Gakpo potentially could play more in field as well. Is that not the way to go, or do you think there's another situation or a different way we should utilise our players?
I would play 4-2-3-1, but I would play it with different instruction. So my instructions would be, it would be Jones and Gravenberch. I'm dropping McAllister because he's off form. And Jones and Gravenberch would be screening, you lot don't go past the halfway line, pivot. That is how I would have, because you're good on the ball. That means we can pass out from the back because you guys can take care of the ball. And I'd give you width with traditional fullbacks. I would have Frimpong and Kirkes being traditional marauding fullbacks. When they go forward, if they're too high, Grav or Jones, whichever side, drop in and help Virgil and Ibu, because that's naturally what happens. One stays and one goes depending on who's gone forward, to keep shape and not get caught out too much. And I would, since they love doing it anyway, tell Cody and Mo to be a bit more tucked in because your fullbacks are going to be overlapping you. What that would then do is it would literally mean that Verts can have when we've got the ball, free roll. You just find pockets of space wherever you need to be able to receive the ball and to make things happen. And you're going to have
so you say Sobo's on the bench then?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we're trying to get this system to work.
No, I'm listening.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because I think that Jones is more necessary to be in that role if I'm going to be more defensive minded and about ball retention. Not that Szoboszlai is rubbish at ball retention, but Jones is better at ball retention than Szoboszlai is. And then I think that could possibly get more out of Verts. There'd be crosses and delivery into the box for Isak, aka service. Mo and Gakpo would be more narrow where they want to be anyway. And then there's more shooting opportunities that will be created from it. And I think them being in those spaces will mean that when Verts drops to collect the ball, like if Verts comes back to the halfway line to collect the ball from the DMs, because we're back a bit, he's got time to turn. Now he's got Cody and Salah straight there in front of him. They're not out wide. They're in there. And if, for whatever reason, the players follow them into them, fullbacks, bang, there you go. Verts out wide, stretch the play. That, and again, I'm not trying to say it like I'm some tactico. That's just my understanding of football. I think the way we're playing now, that would suit way more with the players we have than trying to do whatever the hell Slot's trying to do.
Okay.
I know I spoke for a long time there, so I don't even
No.
know.
I hear what you're saying in some aspects. Some I agree with, others I disagree with. I understand the want for Jones to play. I do think we need Sobo's engine in that midfield at the moment, and I think Grav's needed as well. The problem I've got is neither Grav, Szoboszlai, or Jones are that progressive with their passing. And for me, I want Wirtz to be as high up the pitch as possible, because if he has to start coming deep for the ball, then it allows the defense of the opposition to reset all the time, because everything's in front of them. The midfield,
Well, not if
everything's
they've
in
got
front of them.
Isak keeping them company and Gakpo and Salah in the half spaces, then
But
they've
you want-
still got to be like, oh, what's going on there?
But you want Wirtz to pick up the ball in between the defense and the midfield. If Wirtz is coming to the halfway line to collect the ball, then he's collecting the ball in front of their midfield, which then makes it easier to track runs and things like that.
Well, obviously, that's if he needs to. Yeah, you're right. I would want him further up, because I'd hope our DMs would be able to get out the press, get further up. And by the time they're passing to Wirtz is more advanced up the pitch. So I agree with that. Yeah. And it's true. A couple of people have even saying, not even Isak then. Why cater to him just because he's our best player? Ekitike's performing way better for real. Maybe you do just play Ekitike instead of Isak. He is the more informed. Did you see him balling out for France, bro? Like, Ekitike's on fire right now. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I said this. I was doing a show earlier, and I said this. I was like, with all due respect to Isak, everyone knows how much I rate the guy. Players in form right now.
And Hugo's balling out right now, man. That was a little gem of a pickup, man. Big up Liverpool recruitment on that one.
Like, just literally play the players who are in form. It has to change. In terms of the centre midfield situation, shout out to Jamrock. I mean, Jamrock put something in the chat earlier as well, just not too long ago. What would you do about midfield in the summer? Because you're saying you think we might need another 500 mil in the summer. What does that mean for midfield then?
Again, this isn't what I would do because of what I like. We're going off of the system, right? Because, you know, I love Mac. You got to sell Mac if you're going to continue with this.
Oh, the S word.
If you're going to continue with this, bro, you might have to let Mac go, bro. If you're going to continue like this, Endo can't be a Liverpool player anymore.
With all due respect to Endo, I mean,
no, he probably won't be anyway. Yeah,
no, but that should have happened from a while ago now.
Yeah, and again, this is just to be able to play the system in the way he wants to play it. I think whoever said it was bang on. Might even have been you. You've got to go and get me Baleba and Wharton. You can't pick which one you want. You've got to go and get me both. You'd have to sell McAllister.
Camavinga's also been linked.
I don't think he'll leave Real Madrid though. But you know, bruv, his injury record is really bad, you know.
Yeah, it's a bit shaky at the moment.
Yeah, and if you're getting injured in La Liga, the Premier League would really worry me. Do you know what I mean? Or go and get me two midfielders of that type then. Even if it's not Wharton and Baleba, go and get me a very controlling, very good play dictating passing midfielder like Wharton, and go and get me a excellent ball carrying, strong, powerful running, good in defensive thinking as well player like Baleba. Go and get me them both. Or go and get me someone who in the world is similar profile like that. And then Szoboszlai probably becomes a squad player, which is harsh to say now when he's been one of our best players. And Mac would have to go, which I hate even suggesting because I love McAllister. But just trying to think of ways to make this new way he wants to play work. Even Grav might even end up having to hold bench at times.
No, but isn't that a good thing if we have four?
Of course.
Because again, it's another thing. I think we get hung up so much on this player has to play in the starting 11. Like, surely we should be working to a position whereby anyone can come into the team and there's not a massive drop off and they all know what to do, what's required of them. Because let's say, for example, we live in your world, Drift, what you just painted there and you go Wharton, Baleba, Grav, Sobo, Jones, and by Shetika, you're six. And then you've still got Nioni there.
Right,
as well.
You really snuck him in there.
No, and you still. I'm saying Nioni as well. You got your seven there now. Bashetic and Nioni, they won't probably see much game time, but your five there of Jones, Sobo, Grav, Wharton, and Baleba. I think you can play any combination of those, and you should be fine.
That's a great.
Apart from Jones and Sobo, but you could go Wharton and Grav, Baleba and Grav, Wharton and Sobo. Sobo and Baleba, Graven and Soba we've seen already.
Maybe Wharton and Soba wouldn't work.
Would you sell Mac before you sold Jones potentially?
If we're just purely talking about for how this seems like he wants to play, yeah. Because I think Jones suits the system more than Mac does. As a player, no. I'll sell Jones before I sell McAllister as a player. But I wouldn't sell either of them. But yeah, I think Jones suits the way we want to play because I think he gets across the park a bit better. I think he's got better, he's more press resistant. And in the way we're trying to play, a midfielder needs to be a bit more press resistant. So unfortunately,
I don't want to live in a world where we sell McAllister unless he actually wants to leave.
Oh, I don't want to sell him either. No, I don't want to sell him at all.
We surely, like, could McAllister not rotate with Wirtz and attend them?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
But that's why I need my 500 mil again in the summer, bro.
So, all right. So, who are you bringing in the summer for 500 mil?
Baleba, Wharton, Elise, Schlotterbeck, Gehi for free. How much have I spent?
All right. So, hold on. I'm getting my head around this. Gehi.
But he'll be free, though.
Schlotterbeck.
How much do you think we'll have to pay for Schlotterbeck?
Wharton. Schlotterbeck's going. It will be in the summer. Schlotterbeck will be going into the last year of his contract.
So I might be able to get him for about 20, 30 mil.
All right, let's say it's free for Gehi, 30 mil for Schlotterbeck. At least I reckon you're looking at a winner.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Wharton, I think you're probably looking about 70.
Put 80 to be on the safe side.
And then Baleba.
70 for Baleba, I reckon.
All right, so far that's 150 on a. That's 250 so far.
250 so far. So I've covered right
280,
wing.
280.
I've covered right wing, midfield, left back, and centre back. So the other two positions I think that we'd need to really look at after that would be another centre back. And again, I'm not sure who that would be at the moment, but just another one.
Another centre back as well as.
Because if Schlotterbeck's going to be playing mainly as a left back, then we can't have Joey leave, and then we've only got Gehi, Ibu, and Van Dijk. I mean, I know Leone, but like again, we don't know what he's going to come back like or anything. So ideally, I would want Leone to play. It's very little football until he's ready. So ideally, he would be a fifth choice. And then, yeah, bro, you'd need another centre back.
What about if you keep Konate?
No, I said Konate. Yeah, so it'll be Gehi, Ibu, Virgil, and then Leone coming back from injury. So you'd need to buy another centre back to make that football because I'm bringing in Schlotterbeck, who can play centre back, but I'm bringing in primarily in the system to be the left back.
Yeah, but you can rotate though, because if Schlotterbeck plays a couple of games here and there.
But you got to think about injuries as well. Like if one got injured, then all of a sudden you're messing up this.
But here's
so
the
you
thing
just need to have that extra. Bro, you're the king of 1 in 5 centre backs. You should
No, I know. I still want
one.
5 centre backs, but I don't see. When I say Schlotterbeck plays left back, in my mind, he's on the team sheet. He's playing left back, but really, we transition into a back three when in possession, and out of possession, then we go back to a back four. But I don't see him as getting up and down the byline.
No, yeah, because we're thinking about wanting to play the way Slot wants to play now. That's why he would be perfect for that role, yeah. So technically what you're saying, yeah, I agree with. But it would still mean that Schlotterbeck, Virgil and Gehi were all playing at the same time, meaning the only one on the bench would be Ibu. So ideally you would need another centre-back just in case.
Ibu and Leone.
I know, but because Leone's going to be out for a year as it is, that time is going to take him to get back to form and fitness and all that once he's fit to be able to play. We can't really count Leone for the first half, at least, of next season either. Do you know what I mean? We can't be like, right, Leone's back. It's going to be like, no, you got to give him way longer than that. So ideally, you would want another one. And then you'd address the left winger situation, which I'm probably going to need. Let's just use him as an example, Rodrigo, just for a name. That's going to need another 80 to 100 mil to get that done as well. So now we're at what, 380? And I haven't even bought my centre back yet.
What about Semenyo? You wanted Semenyo, right?
Yeah, no, we can use 70. You'd probably pay for Semenyo. 80 maybe. If he continues like this, maybe 90.
I reckon there's a release clause in his contract. I just don't think many people know it.
All right, let's put 70 for safekeeping. So that'll put us on 350, right?
So my math is correct. 200. Yeah, 350.
Plus a little bit more if I go and get a centre back. That fifth choice centre back. So I need 350 then in the summer. Maybe 5 was me going a bit over the top, but I need 350 in the summer.
Okay, so who are we selling to make that happen?
McAllister, Endo.
I can't believe we're selling Mac.
Jones. Bro, my heart is hurting me as I'm saying this. I'm just trying to be logical for the conversation. You know I'm not selling.
All right, so how much are you selling Mac for?
70 mil.
70 is all we get for Mac.
Well, he'll only have 2 years left on his deal.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, he'll only have 2 years left. So 70 for Mac, 10 for Gomez. Endo goes for free. So that's 80 mil we've got back in. I'd let Robbo's contract run out. So Robbo would leave. Do you know what, Cal? There's a part of me that's thinking sell Frimpong and buy a more defensive-minded right back as well. You know?
For 1 year drift.
I need a defensive-minded right back, Cal. If we're going to be doing what we're doing now, I need a player who's good on the ball. I need a Lahm. I need a Kimmich now. Chat, talk to me. How many Kimmiches Spence? Do you know what, Cal? Even if we got to give you flowers, Tottenham, we got to go get Jez Spence, bro.
We're going to sell Frimpong after 1 year drift.
But would you sell Frimpong to get Spence? I would.
I don't think we should have to. Should we?
Well, no, but that would be more of a common sense thing because you can't have 3 right backs. It doesn't make any sense. Especially 3 right backs and none of them play centre back. They're actually right backs. That wouldn't make no sense.
Who's better out, Frimpong and Bradley?
I think Bradley's got more defence in him than Frimpong does. I think Frimpong's a better footballer, but I think if you're talking about trying to average it out of like the balance, I think there's more defensive capability with Bradley than there are with Frimpong. So, and I think you can get more money for Frimpong. I don't think Bradley would go in the market for a lot, whereas I think Frimpong you could probably get 30, 40 mil easy for him. I don't want. Remember, this isn't me saying I want to do this. I'm just trying to be practical to what will be necessary in the squad. I don't want to sell Frimpong.
So how much do we get for Frimpong?
Let's say 40. Let's say 40.
Anyone else on the chopping block?
We'd have to have a real conversation.
Since Nunes has gone, you become cold-hearted, bro.
We'd have to have a real conversation about the king. Is he going to want a whole bench? Is he going to be okay being at Liverpool on the bench? Because when Elise comes in, Elise's starting. You're not paying 100 mil for a wing and he's not picking Liverpool to be the bench, the cover. He's playing. So would 34-year-old Mo be okay with being the squad player? You'd have to have a proper honest conversation with Mo.
Can they not rotate?
They can, but for the most part, you play the one who is the more important or is the, you know what I mean? Like, I'll still say 75% of the games go to one of the players, even if you've got them in. It won't be a 50-50 rotation. So is Salah going to be okay only playing 30% of the games? I doubt it. So you have to have an honest conversation with Mo.
My mind is fried.
My mind is fried talking about it. It's gonna be a mad one, bro. It's gonna be a mad one.
Do you know, before we do supers, etc., let's speak about the left-hand side situation. Let's speak about the left wing. Would you cash in on Gakpo?
Nah. I think you've got to keep Gakpo as the backup and buy a left winger. Yeah, Gakpo's a great player, man. like in moments, he shows just how good he can be. His consistency is obviously the bit of a problem and whatnot, but he's a moments player, man. Cody's clutch. Yeah, man. You keep Cody.
Shall I be real with you? I think Gakpo's almost the perfect second choice left winger you can get.
I hear it.
And I say that because he's reliable in terms of his availability. I say this not to be derogatory. He's a flat track bully as well. Like he does with like those lower teams and stuff.
Yeah,
like he does.
That's why he tears up the cup matches, isn't it? Because he's playing against
He's like you're gonna like we've seen it in the Carabao, West Ham, Brighton. Like he's a flat track bully for those teams. But I just feel as though over the course of a 90-minute game, I don't think he does enough to offset a defense, especially a fullback.
So he becomes a great second option then, the squad player.
Precisely. However, you're looking at two players we're linked with at the moment. Semenyo, who is just having a very good start to the season. In fact, a fantastic start to the season. And you look at Kenan Yildiz at Juventus, who a lot of people are saying could be the next big thing. But then we've also got Chiesa in the squad as well. Are you keeping? Do you think Chiesa stays next summer, beyond the summer?
No, not if Slot keeps treating him the way he is. No way. He'll go back to Italy. There's no way he's going to hang around and be treated like this again. No chance. So we'll probably get maybe 10 mil for him or 20 mil for him back to Italy, probably. Plus, we've got Rio coming through, who'll be a year older.
So that's what I was going to ask. Do we go and get Semenyo or Yildiz?
You get Semenyo. I think he's the better player. I think, like as you know already, he literally plays right and left as much as he plays the other. He's literally a split down the middle ability to play either flank. Like he's so good. He'll be another year along in terms of development, so I think he'll probably be even more well-rounded. Yeah, you go and get Semenyo. And then he can cover left and right. Like you buy him for left, but if Olise wasn't playing or whatever, you could play him on the right. Do you get what I mean?
So would it be him or Elise then?
No. It'd be both. You'd be playing Elise on the right, and you'd be playing Semenyo on the left, with Isak or Hugo down the middle. That's a great forward line.
Of course it is.
That's a great forward line. Isak, Semenyo, Elise. Yeah, that's a great front line. And then your backup is Mo, Cody, and Hugo. But that could bloody start. That's how you go and win doubles and trebles.
So what happens with the likes of Rio then?
I can't lie. I know this is going to sound really harsh, especially with you being like an academy player, but if you don't make it, you don't make it, bro.
Bro.
Nah, we got to think about Liverpool, right?
Wow.
This is, by the way, this is unemotional, Drift. You lot all keep telling me I'm too sentimental. So now I'm broken. So now this is the cutthroat, logical, no sentiment. And I've upset some people. They're like, Drift, are you so who? Like, you lot told me to stop being sentimental out here. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm stunned, bro. I'm genuinely stunned. I'm usually the cutthroat one here. I don't even know if I would do this.
But do you know what this is? This is a combination of years of losing players and now the thought of Arsenal winning the league. It's all a combination, bro. There's no emotion or love left in me, bro. Let's go.
Why would you say Semenyo is the better option out of him and Yildiz? Is it because it's prem proven age profile? I think Yildiz is like 19 or 20, if I'm not mistaken.
It would be more prem proven, 30% prem proven, 70% adaptability. The fact he can play everywhere and to a very high level. It'd almost feel a little bit, I know it's a lazy narrative, but it'd almost feel a little bit like we had Mane back a little bit if we had Semenyo. He is a little bit Mane-like in how he can cover the different roles and the way he plays and the power he runs with and all that kind of stuff. So even though he's not as good as Mane, it would kind of maybe feel like we had a Sadio back in the team. Do you know what I mean? So I mean, Yildiz is good. Don't get me wrong. I do like the look of Yildiz, but I just like the idea of Semenyo needing less time to settle in and just more versatility.
So, according to Sam J. Dean, I don't know how reputable he is or isn't. He said that there are important figures at Liverpool who believe Semenyo would have been an ideal signing for the club last summer.
Not even this one that when he first came when in
No,
Slot's first
summer
season.
just gone. Summer just gone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so why didn't they go and get him then?
Do you think he is someone that we look at in January?
Oh, no,
He's not
not with Bournemouth playing as well as they are. They're playing really well at the moment, so they'll be thinking about Europe and that. So I doubt they'd ever let us have him. We'd have to pay an arm and a leg. Say that again, bro.
He won't be at AFCON.
Yeah, no, but he would like, you'd have to pay an arm and a leg to convince them to do it halfway through the season as well. You'd have to pay a lot. I think the only way that would happen, the only way. Oh yeah. Oh, is there a release clause in there? Yeah.
I presume I'd be shocked if Semenyo signed a new deal without some sort of an agreement that would allow him to go. Because remember, Spurs were in for him. Arsenal looked at him. We obviously looked at him. Like teams were looking around. He's not silly. Like he's at Bournemouth. The likes of, again, I think Arsenal would be the biggest challenge if we were to go in for him, because he's an Arsenal fan, if I'm not mistaken, and he walks into their team as a left winger as well.
Yeah, it would depend whether they're going to go big again, because they did spend a lot of money financially this summer. I don't know if they would go and buy another 78-year-old player.
So did we, though.
I know, but remember, we had it saved up. Arsenal have been spending a lot of money constantly, so I don't know how much they've got left. They might do, but I don't know how much they've got left, you know what I mean? Because they don't sell, and they just keep buying and buying and buying. But maybe. Yeah, you would hope that he wouldn't pick anybody else. I mean, I just think he's the one that will be more suited. I wouldn't be mad at some of the other options that, you know, people are saying are available and stuff. So, yeah. Oh, shit, we lost Cal again. Cal's laptop is this on a mad one. People, I'm not in the Matrix. Hold on. Let me go back, see what the people are saying. Do you know what? This is actually like, how did Ghana not qualify? I don't know, man. That is actually, yeah. How didn't they qualify, man? Big up Jamrock. Thinks if we're gonna go for Semenyo in January, it would be 100. Yeah, that would be. I mean, I don't even know if Liverpool would go that high ever again. We just did it twice. I don't think we can think about going and doing that again. I don't know about you, Cal, but I think it will be a little while before we go and do another 100 mil player. Apart from possibly Elise.
So here's my question then, before we do supers. If I said to you right now, you can sign one player in January, but one only, who is it and why?
Gehi. And the reason would be because on the ball, I think he would allow us to be able to somewhat see what it is Slot is trying to do. That would be under the hope Ibu signs a new deal.
I think I'd be Schlotterbeck for me, you know.
You'd get Schlotterbeck.
I think so.
Can Schlotterbeck can he play right side DM if needed?
Schlotterbeck?
Yeah, right side centre back, sorry.
Oh, no. You'd have to move Virgil.
Because I think that is a little bit of what we have to consider. When by like I get what because you're thinking about bringing him in so he can play the left back role, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking, God forbid if anything happened to Ibu, Schlotterbeck can't play right side centre back. Oh, you'd have to move Virgil over there. Mods, assemble.
Yeah, I'm just getting rid.
You know what? Emil's asking a good question actually, because I don't know him the way you do. Has Schlotterbeck does he play with his left foot or his right foot predominantly?
No, left foot, but his passing is crazy.
No, I was just thinking. I thought he was left-footed, but I was just confirming. Yeah, he is left-footed, isn't it? Sure.
He's better progressive passing. He's better than Gahey, in my opinion.
Well, then Gahey and him in the back four would be amazing. Then.
And I just think he's a better centre back than Gahey. Gahey's still very good. I'm not clowning Gahey. I just I think.
So would you not be blind Schlotterbeck to be more the long-term replacement for Virgil in 2 years' time?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think he's vital, because I think he covers left back and centre back right now, but also with a view to being the successor to Virgil as well.
Well, let's just get him more.
The wild card in this situation is Konate.
Because we need him to stay. We need Ibu to stay. We do.
But I'll be real. If Ibu goes, I need someone a bit more physically imposing and better at defending channels, etc., than Gahey. I need a brute.
No, well, Virgil's your brute.
No, but Virgil's on the left-hand side. Virgil can't do everything, and he's getting older as well.
Yeah, but I would like to hope that if we had Gahey playing in defence, we'd hold the ball way better, meaning we'd be doing a lot less of what we're doing now. Like, we'd have the ball more, so it wouldn't be all of this end-to-end and all this, like, crazy. It would be more controlled and we'd have the ball more.
Yeah, but all it takes is for one ball over the top. Like, how many times did we see Arsenal and try and do that to us last season with Martinelli, and Ibu just dealt with it with ease?
Gahey's pretty quick across the ground. I know he's not as fast as Ibu, but like, it ain't like I think he'd be fine.
Pretty quick across the ground going up against wingers, though, is two very different things.
It is, but I've got to live in the hope that eventually Slot is going to refrain from this inverting fullbacks leaving their area thing. I hope so, man. Wishful thinking, I guess, but I hope so.
Fair dues. Right, let's have these supers.
It's depressing right now at Liverpool, isn't it?
No, I actually don't think it is depressing. I think these are healthy conversations. I genuinely am not worried about Liverpool at the moment. Maybe I'm in cuckoo land. Like, I have frustrations with certain things. I'm not worried yet.
Okay.
I'm genuinely not worried yet.
Do you know what? I would agree with you as in, like, I'm not in panic mode or anything like that, but I'm worried. Let me tell you the type of worried I am. I told my daughter to be home at 8, and it's 8:25.
Who is she with?
Someone like you, trustworthy.
Oh, she's with a guy.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I don't care. If it's 8:25, I'm still crashing out. No, still crashing out. Like, I told her to be home at 8 o'clock, 8:25. Have I heard from her?
You know what? The scenario I've just created doesn't make sense, because if she's with a guy, then she needs to be 35, and she might not live at home by then. So the
Bro, I'm gonna be real with you. I've just had a whole scenario in my head where I've done something to this guy and I'm in prison now. Like, I've just gone from like the whole scenario. She's fine, but I've done a madness.
No, all right, no, you're right. She's with friends. You're right. I think I said a guy to be provocative. You're right. She's with friends. She's 16. She's gone out of her friends. You told her to be back by 8 because it's wintertime and it gets dark early. It's 8:25. I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, I'm gonna give her 5 minutes and then I'm gonna start seeing more. Go on. I'm worried like that.
Have I heard from her?
Yeah, she messaged you an hour ago and said, "Be home soon, Dad."
Be home soon. Yeah, I'm crashing out. But quarter past 8, I'm probably 10 past. I give it 10 past.
No, but it would need it to be about 9 o'clock before you start thinking she's in a ditch somewhere. Oh my God, what's going? Like, surely in that first hour, your brain wouldn't go to she's dead, she's dying.
No, it's nothing to do with that. Where are you? Like 10 past.
So you're just
10 past, bro. You said 8 o'clock. It's 10 past. No. Oh, bro. What, little Alonso? No.
You said 8, it's 8:25.
Phoebe Robbie, go get the whip. We're going for a drive. Where does her
Okay.
friend live? Where has she got a dad? Can he fight? Okay, let's go. Like 10 minutes, bro. 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not cut. I told you I'm not cut for this.
What? If we switch it and it's Stevie, and you said 8, and it's 8:25.
Yeah, all right. I'm not gonna crash out like I would with my daughter, but I'm still gonna crash out.
Well, I'm that level worried then. It's Stevie and it's 8:25. I'm that level worried.
Okay.
Shit, we know who the trigger is. Jeez. Alonso is the trigger. Damn.
I told you this. I told you this, bro. I told you.
Man, you got a hit with that Ron Simmons. Be like, damn.
I told you that's my Achilles heel, bro.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah, man. The first time I held her, I said, maybe you're the reason I go and do a little inside.
No, I hear it. Girl dads, man, I hear it.
Yeah, it's different, man. It's different. It's because I grew up as a guy, innit? I know sometimes you might get into scraps and stuff like that, and all those things might happen. Someone touched my daughter, bro. Bloody hell.
No, I hear it.
This YouTube thing is done for me. Like,
I hear it.
Yeah, it's done.
I tell people all the time, I know it's horrible, I know it's harsh. I know as a man, I shouldn't even want men to be treated badly and all that stuff. But if my little girl falls over, I might even be there before she hits the ground, making sure she's all right. Babe, what's it? You know what I mean? If my son falls over, yeah, all right. No, Pierce, stop.
Yeah.
Stop. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know it's horrible, but it just is.
No, I'll be honest. If the boys fall over and I can see it hurt, they're allowed to cry, but you need to be able to compose yourself as well.
How long are they allowed to cry for?
It depends on the situation.
And it depends what type of cry, right?
Yeah.
Because if it's just a dad, like, you kind of, that's all right. But if he's like falling out, like, then it'll be like, I'll get up. What's going on there? You know what I mean? Like, no, I hear it.
But yeah, but seeing Alonso fall breaks my heart, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I get it, bro. I get it.
Boy, I better start lifting weights, bro.
But you better go and get a farmer's license, then you're allowed a gun, bro.
Yeah, I'm about to start lifting the weights. Oh, wow. Big up to Uncle Rods. Make sure you go and subscribe to Uncle Rods' channel. Says big up Cow Drift. Very interesting conversation. Big up yourself, man. Appreciate you, Uncle Rods. Big up to Ty, who says Joe is a proper 29 and not a clock 29 because of the injuries.
But
I mean, he might be a top 29 because of the injuries.
Because of the injuries, yeah. Do you know, he's got a bigger scar on his leg than Virgil.
Yeah, that's mad. His wasn't ACL. I think his was patella though, and that's like I was actually one of my friends yesterday, and he's actually had injuries to both his patellas, and he said it was crazy.
Patella is what Neto had, weren't it?
I can't remember. Neto's was a really bad one as well, though, isn't it?
I think Neto's was a patella as well. I think he cracked his or fractured it.
This is dark. Says Cal start squatting on your good knees. Tev, that's crazy. That is insane. That is insane, Tev. Cool. All right, Tev. Well played, bro. Well played. Reds 2308 says we need a diamond mid, 2 strikers and a marauding fullbacks. I mean, we kind of have that. We have the personnel to be able to implement that, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. I think that might be what I think that's because a lot of people are saying, let's just get Ekitike and Isak up top together now. Because he played with Mbappe, he's played with what's his name? When he was in Germany, Mamouche. Like he has played with a strike partner, so to speak. So
Kadir says you hurt Drifty, being cutthroat trust. This is a new Drifty, man.
I'm just trying to be logical, guys.
Benjamin says Drifty is like skull ice cold. Yeah, nah, this is a Drifty like I've never seen before. Joey says, are we winning the league? I really don't see it happening now. Us not tearing Chelsea's defense last week was damning to me. I still think we win the league. I never thought this would be a cakewalk this season.
Yeah. Hey, Joe also said, as a girl dad, at 7:48, I'm already in the car.
Yeah, no, yeah, the engine would be purring. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh shit.
Ty says my boy falls. I tell him to shut up and do push-ups.
Bro, that's more like the question is, why did you fall?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, get up.
No, you have to. Yeah, you have to be. I don't know. Again, I know it sounds terrible, especially for people who aren't parents. But I see my missus. My missus is softer with the boys than I am. I just think you need that balance, innit?
Everybody knows naturally, like in terms of the way it goes, it's always mum and son have the closer relationship. The mum protects the son till the son's a teenager. Then for the rest of his life, he protects his mum. And then it's literally just the other way around when it comes to the dad and the daughter. The dad will take care of the daughter, and then once he's elderly and he can't do it anymore, who's the only person caring for him and bringing him his soup? His daughter. So like it literally.
I'm gonna be real with you, bro. God willing, I live to see an elderly. I put in work with Stevie and Robbie. They better run me a soup, man.
Bro,
run me a chicken soup.
When was the last time? When was the last time any man you know, even one really close to his dad, you spoke to him like, "Oh, when's the last time we went and saw your dad?" He'll still go. Last month, like, bro. It doesn't matter how close the dad and the son are, bro. It's not the same, bro. It's not the same. You know what I mean? So, cow's frozen again. Cow's computer is on her madness. It's on her madness. But yeah, that's how I think anyway, people. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. That daughter will make sure that she's always there with a suit. And you hope your son runs you a suit. But man, them, how many times do we run our dad's suit? Not as much as the sisters. Let me check if we got any more supers. Nope, we don't have any more supers. Where is Cal? Oh, big up. Big up Uncle Rods. I look after my dad. Nah, big up, man. That makes you a better person than most of us, Unc. You know what I mean? That's what that is, because I'm telling. And again, I'm not saying men that, like, I love my dad. If my dad needs me, I'll go and do stuff. But what I mean is, it's just in general, I just think men leave other men to look after themselves. You know what I mean? The super just come in from Joe. Said, Drifty, I used to not agree with you, but 95 of what you said today is fire. Now, big up yourself, Joe, man. I appreciate that. And why don't you normally agree with me, Joe? Well, go on, man. But big up your damn self every time. Is your laptop crashing with the thought of you having to deal with this situation? Which in about 15 years, bro.
Yeah, it's weird you said this, because I obviously, like, I picked up my daughter from my mum's today, and as a joke, my mum, I can't remember what my mum said. My mum made a joke, innit? And I looked at her like, "Are you dizzy, blood? Don't run them jokes, mum. Like, you know it's nothing but love and respect, but you know you don't run them jokes with me." She ran a joke
along the lines of, like, she's not gonna look after you or something.
No,
like
as
that.
in like she was like, because Alonso was doing like a little cute face, and she was like, "Oh, you're gonna have the boys knocking down the door," and I was like,
like that.
Knocking down whose door? You mad? Like, they'll go missing then. Like, what are we doing there? I don't know. Maybe God's testing me early, innit? And I'm not passing at all. Like, I'm failing miserably. But mum should know better, man. She's known me since I've been born. She should know.
I hear it. I hear it.
She should really know better. I almost called Calvin, bro. Was like, "Is mum good, bro?" Like, we spoke to mum recently. Is she good? That's not on, man. She should know better than that.
No, yeah, we all know, man. We all know it's the dad-daughter relationship.
Yeah, like, true. So I haven't been church in a few weeks. Maybe I just need to go back, man. Joey says it was the Oshman Nunes debate.
Oh, okay. You turned on me after that one. I hear you, bro. I hear you.
Where do you stand on
It
that?
don't look like either of them are winning that debate now, really, because both of them went to clubs they shouldn't have, and it didn't turn out the way we thought. We thought one would be balling for Liverpool, one will be at Chelsea or something. You know what I mean? Just didn't seem to work out. But I hear you, Joe. I hear you.
Yeah, I don't even know how Nunes is getting on. To be fair, I just hope. Look, I hope he has a good rest of the career, man. I got no ill will towards that guy, man.
I think when you go to Saudi, it's not even about anything other than do you still have the motivation. I think that's what it is. I don't even think it's about how good of a player you are. Now you're playing in a league that's so much worse. Are you actually motivated?
But I think it could do wonders for someone's confidence, though.
Yeah, maybe. Like, I'm thinking of all the players that have gone over there, and they all seem to kind of take it easy because the league is so much less quality. I don't know.
Darwin ain't got that in him.
Yeah, that's true. He is an all-action type of player, isn't it? So
no, he's not someone who takes things for granted and stuff. From what I see, anyway, he strikes me as a player that's gonna always give 100% when he plays. Alier says, "Have you seen the HMR seating on DS Sport?" Yeah, do you know what that guy? I think his name's Carell. He's doing really well for himself. He did a show of Rio recently as well, maybe today.
Oh, have they actually linked up now?
Yeah, big up to him, man. Big up to him.
Yeah. You know what he did? He did a really good thing of finding a corner in this market that actually hasn't been tapped into.
Yeah.
And
he does it.
I'm not gonna lie,
well.
It's gonna be really difficult to keep it up though, because he's got to be digging all the time for dirt.
I'll be honest, I don't actually think it will be difficult for him to keep up because the amount of podcasts he can go through in the past and in the future coming up as well, where people will lie.
Maybe, but it takes a lot of work. That's why I rate it, because it must take a lot of work to be able to go do the digging to find the information. You know what I mean? Like same things from like 5 years ago that Rio said or whatever. Like, that's a lot of podcasts to go back and find. You know what I mean? So big him up, man.
Indeed. Drift, you got anything coming up on your channel tomorrow?
Not tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Actually, no. Yeah, the England game's tomorrow, right? Yeah. I'm sure it is. I'm sure I'm doing the England game, guys. The England qualifier. I'm sure it is today. Tomorrow. Or Wednesday, one of the two. But yeah, whichever one it is, guys. I'm doing the England versus. Who are they playing again?
No idea.
I can't remember they're playing again, but yeah, England's qualifier.
Cool. We got Rams in the building. I don't. I've got some stuff coming out on my channel tomorrow. Also going to have a members video dropping for you guys tomorrow at some point. Myself and Enz. We have started a new series called the Mount Rushmore series. So we started off with goalkeepers. So Mount Rushmore of Liverpool goalkeepers. So make sure you look out for that if you're a part of the members. Very fun episode, and those will be fun going forward as well. A lot of good debates and all that stuff. Promo, Cal, when you're going to be gaming? When I get a new computer, bro, and a PS5. So it's going to be a little while from now. So yeah. Not this calendar year, it won't be. Hopefully in 2026, get that started and go from there. But yeah, Jamaica are playing tonight as well, right?
Bro, I am so disappointed. I can't believe we lost the other day, man.
I know we need.
Like we're
point behind though.
Yeah, but like we need things to like go our way now.
Jamaica playing on the 15th. So, well, tomorrow night, effectively.
Tomorrow night, effectively, yeah.
Yeah, we need to win that. We should be beating Bermuda, man. They got no points at the moment.
Yeah, but now we've got who's thingy playing? It's Trinidad, isn't it?
Trinidad, yeah, we got. Hold on. Why is it saying we got Trinidad? Sorry, I'm looking at. It's the 14th of November. We got Trinidad.
No, I mean Trinidad playing tomorrow night as well. I'm
Trinidad have got Curacao.
Yeah, we need Trinidad to win that game.
We kind of need we need a draw from that game.
Well, as long as we get the win, I think it's
we win
more
that
beneficial for Trinidad to get the win than it is for man, it's gonna. We need to make this World Cup, bro. That's all I'm saying. So
I'm gonna be livid. 1998 was the last one, bro.
This is what I'm saying, bro, man. Like, we have to get there, man.
This is one of the better teams we've ever had as well.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I just don't think there's much cohesion between the players, if I'm going to be honest, man.
Yeah, I don't know. But Steve McLaren is almost a little bit like he just was like, yeah, go on, go play. Like, that's kind of what it feels like a little bit. And you would have thought Steve McLaren coming in. I mean, it did give a little kick at the beginning, but it seems to have worn off a little bit.
Yeah, it does feel like that.
Yeah.
Definitely does feel like that. But we will see. We will see. People, if you haven't already, hold on. Ty says, Cal spent the kids' PS5 money on the song. No, I didn't. The kids ain't got no PS5 money. What are we doing there? They're not getting a PS5. Absolutely not.
So when Stevie's 11, if he asked for a PS5, would he get one then? Because I know he's quite young now.
5 years from now, so there'd be a PS6.
No, whatever the version of a P5 would be, there's a P7.
If he's behaving and doing well in school, then maybe consider it.
Yeah, okay, cool.
But it still might be no anyway.
I'm just going to feed them the information. Anything you lot want, just get Alonso to ask, it's fine.
Can you imagine?
She's going to have the whole house on lock. She's going to be scamming her older brothers, getting money out of them. Got the parents wrapped around her finger. It's going to be insane, bro.
Do you know, it's funny you say that, though. I'm probably the disciplinarian for Alonso as well. She does actually listen to me.
No, of course, yeah, but when she gets
I'm not gonna lie, she mugs off Iona.
Oh, is it?
Nah, she mugs her off. I find it hilarious because the boys have been doing it to me for the last 6 years. So
there you go with it. She's getting her own back.
Yeah, she mugs off Iona.
That's
she loves me. She mugs off Iona. She loves Iona, but she loves me the most. And she mugs off Iona. It's brilliant to see, bro.
Well, that's why a third one came along, bro, because you felt like you were being like, when it was just you, her and the boys, you felt like you was the one who was being bullied. So at least you got someone on your side. I
didn't feel like I was being bullied, bro. It's like, wow, Uncle Rods, don't put you in a chokehold. Uncle Rods is what we're doing, raw. Uncle Rods. You're the last person I'd have thought would have stabbed me in the back, Uncle Rods. Raw. Big up Rams as well. Go and subscribe to Uncle Rod's channel. Go and subscribe to the Rams.
Yeah, big up Ram.
Well. Right, people, we're going to sign off here. Big up to each and every one of you in the chat. Do smash the like button. If you're watching this on replay, do smash the like button as well. And also make sure you check out okjersey.com. Make sure you switch on the notification bell for when we go live and also for new videos as well. Make sure you head over to Big Up tomorrow evening on Drifty TV for the watch long for the England game as well. People, as always, thank you so much for joining in with the conversation. Some great points you guys made in the comment section. Big up to each and every one of you. The Kopish community is undefeated. Until we see you next time, stay safe, stay blessed with Kopish. All right, people, take care.
Peace.